The Krextai towered over their classmates in the Galactic Academy's xenobiology lab, their obsidian carapaces gleaming under the artificial lights. Zekthor, the largest of the three apex predators, clicked his mandibles in what passed for amusement among his kind. These soft pink creatures called humans were supposed to be the galaxy's newest addition to higher learning. Pathetic. Look at them, Zekthor hissed to his companions, gesturing with one of his 4 razor-sharp appendages toward the 2 humans hunched over their data tablets. No natural weapons, no armor plating, no venomous glands. How did such weak creatures even survive long enough to achieve spaceflight? Lisa Chen didn't look up from her molecular scanner, but her lips curved into the faintest smile. Beside her, Kamal Ozkan continued calibrating his equipment with the methodical precision that had made him one of the top engineering students in their cohort. Both humans had excellent hearing, a fact their Krextai classmates had apparently failed to research. The intimidation campaign had been going on for weeks. The Krextai, apex predators from a death world where survival required constant vigilance and aggression, couldn't understand how these seemingly defenseless humans had not only survived their own planet but thrived enough to join the galactic community. Their solution was simple: establish dominance through fear. They'd started small, blocking doorways, making threatening gestures, leaving decomposing prey animals in the humans' lockers. When that failed to elicit the expected cowering response, they escalated. Zekthor had cornered Lisa in the corridor yesterday, his massive frame casting her in shadow as his mandibles clacked inches from her face. Lisa had simply smiled and said, "You know, you remind me of my uncle's crab farm back on Earth, same clicking sounds." Then she'd walked away, leaving the apex predator stunned and confused. Today's xenobiology lab was focused on interspecies dietary requirements, a subject that seemed to fascinate the humans far more than it should have, given their supposed lack of predatory instincts. Professor Veltar, a multi-tentacled Sorvani, droned on about nutritional matrices while the Krextai plotted their next move. "Perhaps," Rixtal suggested, "we should demonstrate proper hunting techniques, show them what real predators look like in action." "Excellent idea," Zekthor agreed. "Tonight we corner them in the dormitory sector. No witnesses, no escape routes. They'll finally understand their place in the natural order." What they didn't expect was Lisa standing up suddenly, her tablet clutched in her hands. "Professor Veltar, I have a question about Krextai dietary requirements." The professor's tentacles swayed with interest. "Certainly, Miss Chen. What would you like to know?" "According to this data, Krextai require high-protein, low-carbohydrate diets with specific amino acid chains found only in fresh prey. Is that correct?" Zekthor's compound eyes fixed on her suspiciously. Why was she researching their species so thoroughly? "Quite accurate," Professor Veltar confirmed. "The Krextai digestive system is remarkably efficient but highly specialized. They cannot process most synthesized foods." "Fascinating." Lisa glanced at Kamal, who nodded almost imperceptibly. "That must make it difficult to maintain proper nutrition while studying here at the Academy." The lecture continued, but the Krextai were now focused entirely on the 2 humans. There was something calculating in their manner, something that didn't quite fit with their image of helpless prey animals. That evening, as planned, the 3 Krextai cornered Lisa and Kamal in the dormitory's common area. The space was deserted. Most students were either studying or attending evening social functions. Perfect for what they had in mind. "Time for a biology lesson," Zekthor announced, his mandibles spreading wide to reveal rows of razor-sharp teeth. "Today you learn about the food chain." But instead of cowering, Lisa smiled, the same calm, unsettling smile she'd worn when Zekthor had tried to intimidate her before. "Actually, we were hoping to talk to you 3. We have a proposition." "Proposition?" Rixtal hissed. "Prey doesn't negotiate." "Oh, we're not negotiating," Kamal said, his accent lending a warm, almost friendly tone to words that suddenly seemed far more threatening than they should have. "We're inviting you to dinner." The Krextai exchanged glances. This wasn't going according to plan. Tomorrow night, 1900 hours, Recreation Room 7, Lisa continued. We've been working with the food services to prepare something special. Traditional human cuisine, adapted for Krextai dietary requirements. Why would you? Zekthor began. Because, Lisa interrupted, we know what you've been trying to do. The intimidation, the threats, the little gifts in our lockers, and we understand why. You're apex predators from a world where showing weakness meant death. But you're not on your world anymore. She stepped closer, and despite himself, Zekthor took a step back. See, humans have a different approach to competition, Kamal added. We don't just defeat our rivals. We make them our friends. We invite them to dinner. We learn their favorite foods, their customs, their fears and hopes, and then they're not rivals anymore. This is some kind of trap, Rixtal snarled. No trap, Lisa assured him. Just dinner. Traditional Earth barbecue, specifically calibrated for Krextai nutritional needs. Fresh meat, perfectly prepared. The kind of meal you probably haven't had since leaving your homeworld. The three apex predators stood in stunned silence. In all their calculations, they had never considered this response. Humans were supposed to submit or fight. They weren't supposed to invite them to dinner. 1900 hours, Kamal repeated. Recreation Room 7. We'll provide everything. Food, drinks, even some Terran music that shouldn't interfere with your auditory range. And if we don't come? Zekthor asked. Lisa's smile widened, and for the first time the Krextai saw something in her eyes that they recognized. The look of a predator who had never doubted the outcome of the hunt. Then you miss out on the best meal you'll have this side of the galaxy, she said simply. And you'll never understand why humans don't just survive on death worlds. We make friends with them. The next evening, three very confused Krextai found themselves in Recreation Room 7, surrounded by the aroma of perfectly grilled meat and the sound of human laughter. They came expecting a trap and found instead something their apex predator minds had never conceived of: hospitality. By the end of the night, as Zekthor helped Lisa clear the dishes and Rixtal discussed engineering techniques with Kamal, the Krextai began to understand. Humans weren't weak. They were something far more dangerous. They were kind. And in a galaxy full of apex predators, kindness was the most terrifying weapon of all.